Hey y'all, welcome back to my very first Let's Play series. This is episode 2, and today I am going to be trying to get stuff done. So, when we last left off, we were trying to dig up this borehole, and it was completely flooded, so I went and filled in all of the water, so y'all didn't have to see me do that. Then I ran into another problem. I hit more water that was somehow like a couple blocks right below this other water. They were literally separated by 2 or 3 blocks, and there was another pit of water. Um, Also somehow this water is a different level than this water, and I don't really know why. But when we go down here, we see some deep slate, so we're getting to about that level. But more importantly, we got this little cave here. Now I haven't explored it yet, so we'll do that later. But that is here. That's mine up there. Um, for us, which is great. It's kind of what the borehole's for. It's to find good caves and whatnot, to dig down real deep. So we will clean up this borehole eventually so that we can make it a smooth transition to that cave over there. But first, I want to talk about the first video. I've learned so much since creating it, in terms of editing it and all that. Uh, I would like to apologize for the audio right off the bat. It was clear that from viewing the music, like the video recording, the music was way too loud. Um, and at one point, I literally even had to just cut out a section of the video just because it was drowning out the voice of what I was saying. So I turned down the volume for that, and also breaking blocks. Hopefully it's not too quiet now, but I guess we'll see later on. But another thing is I need to talk louder, and I need to mumble less. There were many times where I was talking and even playing it back, I was like, "What did I just say there?" Because I just completely mumbled. Also, I I figured if anyone noticed in the video, I called diorite andesite like 5 times, and I'm very sorry. It's hard to think and record and talk and do stuff all at once. And as you will probably see as time goes on, if I can't think of a word, I will just say the first word that comes to my head, and my brain will get close, but it'll throw out a word and I'll just run with it. And I mean, I didn't even notice I was saying it until I watched the recording of it, and I was like, that's not andesite, that's diorite. Um, so yeah. And also, lastly, I don't know if y'all noticed the aspect ratio was off. So parts of the sides of the screen were cut off. So hopefully this time around, all of these issues are fixed. This is definitely quite the learning process for me, so please bear with me. It might take 10 to, I don't even know, 50 episodes to start to really get things right, but slowly but surely, I will get to it. And I figured, I can't be perfect on my first video, because then it'll never come out. Uh, so anyway, my plan for right now is to chop down some of these trees, uh, get some wood, and then also just try to clear out this valley a bit, just so we can really see what we're working with. I I don't know about y'all. I do not like these trees. The ones that are super tall, it's too much. They got like weird lumps on them, and they're hard to clear out, especially with the leaves. Like there's always that one log that's just trapped, buried in leaves, and then the leaves never decay. Also, these leaves are on the ground, really starting to get annoying. Sure, it'll be a pain to have to just dig them all up. But do not worry, I have a solution. Perfect. Didn't even have to wait too long for that. I think you might already see where I'm going with this. I mean, how suspicious is it that I just, you know, casually picked up one single piece of flint and started walking back home? Oh, look, one little piece of iron that I got when I was clearing out the bottom of the borehole. Now, this is how you clear out a forest. But don't worry, it's controlled burnings, as I like to say. My friends always like are stunned that I'll just like start lighting trees on fire just to clear out the area. Yeah, look at that. All right, look at how wide open this is now. It would take me like 30 minutes probably then maybe not as much time, but it would take me a decent chunk of time just to clear out what I just cleared out in a couple minutes, and I didn't even have to do anything. I just stood back and watched. And look, that ugly tree, totally gone. As you might be able to tell, my play style can be a bit unorthodox in a lot of ways, in a lot of stupid ways. Um, but I think it's fun and efficient, because I can be quite lazy, so I'll just, drill down into a single hole or light half a forest on fire just because it's easy. It gets me where I want to be. All right, I think that's good for now. We can take care of the rest of these trees later, but so it looks like this valley has this large segment here, this main one, and then it turns off to the side here. So it's a bit of an L shape. So we have this little section here, and then goes to a river. And on the other side, where I planted my wheat, that also leads to a river. So we could have two docks on each end, and that will probably be useful for something eventually. But we can figure all that out later. I was thinking earlier today, I think it would be really cool to build a one of those gatehouses that they used to have in like fancy manors and whatnot in England. So I'm gonna start thinking about where I want to place that, how I want to build it. We'll we'll eventually start working on that. especially once we collect more building materials. But that won't even be like a house per se. I know it's called a gatehouse, but it's really more of just a gate, just a archway with uh building ends on both sides. One usually one's large, and then the other side is smaller. You know, not castle themed per se, but a little bit. Um, yeah, we got already got a lot of wood, which is really good. All right, so uh, now I'm gonna work on the borehole and trying to clear up all of this. I'm still trying to figure out the the general flow of these videos, how much to show you and how much that y'all don't really need to see. Might be a bit boring. Um, no pun intended that I'm in the borehole, but I don't want to bore y'all. But also this is a Let's Play, so you're along for the ride. I don't want to do everything off camera too. Just show you what I did. How am I going to handle this? This is so weird that it's two different levels of water. Yeah, okay, so that's all. This is all attached, which is helpful to know. And you can swim underneath to get to each side too. Alright, so I'll leave that as is. Maybe open this up just a bit. You know what we could do actually? We can build a bridge over to the land here, so we don't even have to jump in the water and swim. It's about time y'all came up. Ooh. Alright, now this is going to be a bit more complicated, this side here. I suppose what I could do is just build a staircase down. Ooh. The heck? Is that new or is that just a glitch? Or has that always been the case? I thought you had to have 2 blocks for the bed to sit on. It wouldn't overhang like that. Let's try that again. Huh. Maybe it has always been like that, and I just, out of principle, never did that because it just doesn't look right. I don't like the sound of those zombies. I'm still completely unarmed and undefended, so I have to be very careful with mobs still. I used my 1 piece of iron to torch an entire forest. How did you get down there? Cool. Iron. I have fun being a drown the rest of your life. Remember how I said in my first episode that one of the great things about the boreholes, you get a lot of dirt? Well, all the dirt's been used now. We're back at square one. No dirt. Which is fine, it's not like that big of a deal, but it is good for having just blocks to put down. Cobbleton's. Oh, come on. What is with all the water here? I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that either. Ooh. Can these things swim? Guess so. I will say I am a fan of what they did with zombies in a way. This has been this way for a couple years now, but I actually don't have any confirmation that they've done this, but they must have because I've just seen it in action where once a zombie sees you, they kind of like chain see you. Like the ones off in the distance will connect to the zombie that's closer to you that sees you, and then they see you too, and they start walking towards you. So then it becomes like a real zombie horde, which I think is pretty neat. Uh-oh. Totally whiffed that. There's really not a lot here. Do you think I could get that creeper to blow up the Enderman? Oh well. Oh, there's two of them. Well, I wasn't planning on it, but might as well try to get them. Do know this. I do know this. Ooh, I almost looked at it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh gosh, that scared me. I did not expect that. Okay, get in. Alright, checking my surroundings. Ooh. Alright. See, I told you they changed it so that these mobs are spawning when it's still kind of light out. Oh geez, he almost made me look at him. Okay, get in. Nope. Wonder if I leave it, do you think he'll just walk in on his own? Come on. Come on. Oh, I don't want to look at you. Oh, where'd you go? Get in the boat. Alright, third time checking for creepers. Hey. Well, anyway, as I was saying before I got really distracted, in terms of the, you know, pacing of these videos and, what I want to do in the videos and all that stuff, I really, I mean, this might also just be because of my inexperience with editing and whatnot, but I think I'm gonna keep doing these like longer cuts where you're along for the ride and you're really playing with me, and I'm just talking and having a conversation with you. Oh, no, no, no! Oh, gave me a heart attack. Okay, I'm scared now. He's coming, he's coming. I should have died. I'm gonna be honest, I should have died. Is mining even worth it these days? I mean, what do you actually get out of it? Like coal that sustains your life, and iron that protects you, and diamond that makes you be able to do stuff. But, I mean, who really needs it, right? Neat. Alright, I actually have 15 iron. Oh, I can get some more here, too. Alright, so I think it would be in my own best interest to save my own life and start smelting some of this while I mine and then make some armor. Because I got straight up lucky with that creeper and I should be dead. I don't know for sure, but it might have gotten caught on a block or something. So that's why I couldn't get close enough to kill me. Oh geez, my heart is still racing from that. Alright, so let's wait a minute, get some iron. Yoink. Alright, one more. Cool. I feel better already. Oof. Also, this is totally random, but I gotta say, and this, again, this was since day one, but I really like how you can see your little guy and he follows your mouth around. So like, oh, you're picking up your pickaxe? Well, he's just watching you do it. He's just here for the ride. Hmm. Where else can we go? Oh, my heart can't take this anymore, guys. I swear. Man was not made for the mines. It's too tough. man, all these iron veins are like just one block. Is there anything up here? There's a bit of iron. Knowing my luck, a corner that small but that dark would still produce a creeper and blow me up. Ooh, cool lapis. Screw the lapis. Look how much iron we're getting. Now, you'll have to forgive my ignorance, but has it always been the case that lapis could be mined with a stone pickaxe? Because, back in my day, I thought it was an iron pick you needed. But I guess back in the day it was a lot rarer, and sure, it could be used for blue dye, but that wasn't like its main purpose, I don't think. Oh, nope. Walked into that one. Okay. What's over here? I'll explore all this deeper stuff later, but first, I need more protection. So let's make a shield and some pants. Perfect. And we're also going to need food soon, so our time down here is actually going to be limited. I think what we should do is take this coal out and let this thing run till it stops, and then go from there. Because then we have to move on to our next thing, which is to get good food. I've never understood what the that achievement was a reference to. Isn't it iron pick? What does that mean? I mean, it's always been that way. That's what it's always been called, but I still don't know what that means or what it's referencing. All right, here we go. Back up to safety. I like the surface world. It's nice to me. It doesn't try to blow up in my face. Alright, let's see. Has that tree always been there? The ugly one? Well, we'll have to do something about that. I don't know if I've ever heard this song before. It's very nice. Alright, now we need animals. So we got some wheat. We'll also need a place for them. So let's do 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just so mixed about these dead leaves because they look nice, they add good details, but they're annoying. They're worse than dealing with grass. And I remember ever since I was a little kid having to just taking a bucket of water and just placing it all over the ground just to clear out all the grass because it was so annoying. Alright, so that's one pen. Let's add another one. So if we find both cows and sheep, we can keep them both. Is the sun already setting? I guess I was in a cave and I didn't just sleep or anything like that, so that makes sense. Okay. Which way to go? I guess I'll just go up here. See what I can find.